Hi, I'm Jackson. This is my show iPad Baby at Ro2 Projects in Dallas, Texas. This piece is called Virtual Tour. It's based on a 3D scan of my old apartment that I took into a video game engine and elongated it. All the work in this show is made with a standard issue inkjet printer you could buy at any thrift store. The color variations are essentially the printer being refilled with ink and running out of ink, so you can see spots where the ink is full and there's enough of each color, and you can see spots where it runs out of a certain color and changes the color temperature of certain tiles throughout each piece. Once each piece is printed, they are sewn together along a grid, basically along the edge of the printed surface, and then stretched over stretchers, essentially quilted and then stretched. Okay, so this piece is called Executive Travel Lounge. It was taken from the game Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and it is actually a pre-programmed reflection in the window of an office building. So as you're playing the game, you're really not engaging with this to represent this kind of interior. There's no real way to see it while you're playing the game. But I thought it evoked kind of a surreal and dystopian version of our potential digital lives. This piece is called Predestined. It's actually taken from Grand Theft Auto 4, and it's depicting the back of a box truck that I spent about 30 minutes or so following around this world. And I had this moment where I kind of was thinking about how this guy exists solely so that you can pull him out of his car and steal it for your own power fantasy. And I thought it was so interesting that this lower class individual fictionally exists in order for you to have your own fictional experience being a higher class individual, physically dominant individual. And I thought that that dynamic exists in a lot of games and a lot of our entertainment. I think it says a lot about how we see each other as a part of a competitive economic system. So this one is called Durable Leatherette Vinyl Interior. It is actually taken from a commercial photograph of a car from just a website. I have always really been interested in commercial photography and especially luxury things. I think the way they're photographed and the way they're presented in digital space is really funny, and there's a whole language of status symbols that kind of comes with shopping online, and because we're not there in person, you have to kind of create this other language of status that exists almost entirely online, and I think it's fun to reproduce that and question it, and question the motivation behind it, question what is really happening, what is really being said, and why. So I think this show is about kind of representing and recontextualizing this digital world. There is irony in the work, and there is kind of a sadness or like a dystopian angle where it feels like things could go further in this direction. But I think also along with that is, I think that the world is still a playground. It's still a place to enjoy and romanticize, and even in this kind of hybrid physical digital world, there's still places to play and make beautiful landscapes and objects and have meaningful experiences.